you're going to know more, and knowing more saves you it's labor and efficiency, whether you're using your on-site crews. The real push is to use weather-based irrigation adjustments. These are sometimes called ET, short for evapotranspiration. Through the systems installed, everything's in the ground. It's not meant to be seen. The landscape's meant to be seen.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Landscaper's Guide podcast. Right now I'm in Riviera Maya, Mexico at the Rainbird Select Contractor Conference. And today I'm interviewing Sean Azad, the marketing manager from Rainbird Corporation. Sean, thanks for coming on the Landscaper's Guide podcast.
Thanks for having me, Jack. I'm excited to be here, and what better place to be from the Fairmont Mayakoba at our Select Contractor Conference. Thanks for joining us and being a part of this with our customers.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I got to present on Tuesday as a keynote speaker, and today I did a full day of workshops. And I got to bring my family here, which was an incredible experience. So thank you guys for having me. It's, I do a lot of public speaking. This is definitely one of the more interesting locations. We just saw a huge iguana walk down, and we were about to press record out on these docks in this river here, and then it started raining.
Yep.
And we're literally in the jungle.
Yeah, you can't miss those photo ops. You had to go see Godzilla in person. That was the biggest iguana I've ever seen in my life.
That, yeah, absolutely was an enormous iguana. I can't believe it was just like walking around. Yeah. And even the employees who work here who see these things said that was a big one. What's some of the other wildlife you saw?
So there's a boa constrictor in a tree over one of the bridges. Yes. I got a picture of that one. Some raccoons. There's a red-tailed Mexican raccoon. It's kind of like a badger I've seen.
The tejon.
Tejon, that's right. And then people have said that there's some crocodiles in some of the waters, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it
either.
And
I kind of find that one hard to believe. But it's a beautiful resort. Rainbird is a family-owned company, and we make this a family event. So our customers bring their families. We're happy that you could bring yours. We want to make this a really welcoming experience for our customers, their families, and that's kind of how we approach these conferences.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, it was interesting reading the Rainbird history. Privately owned company since 1933 and still privately held today. And I enjoyed the small business feel of working with Rainbird. For like a larger company, I've gotten to know a lot of people, and they made me feel taken care of. And I felt like they took good care of the contractors who were here. So it was a really personal conference.
Yeah. This conference, each year we have a theme, and this one is stand out because the general approach to these conferences is build our customers, build their business bigger, help them be a partner for them, help them provide them with solutions. And I would say that the value you brought to this year's conference in helping contractors understand the importance of marketing and social media marketing and how to increase their visibility on the internet and use reviews to help earn their business and secure their customers. That's the kind of value we like to have at these conferences. We have a variety of speakers and business seminars during these conferences, but the whole theme is really to take our business and your business and figure out the ways that we complement each other and can help grow each other, strengthen our businesses. Rainbird is a big company, but we want to be down to earth with our customers. We make sure that from salespeople through marketing and to our executive team, we attend this conference. We want to be side by side and hear from our customers.
Yeah, I like that. And you had, it seems like, more external speakers this year. Is that right? Like you had a magician, you had me, you had some other people come and speak.
Yeah. I'd say that in previous years it's been maybe 60-40 from a variety of Rainbird focused topics to external speakers and whether it's economics.
I enjoyed seeing The Economist.
Yeah, The Economist giving an outlook for the future and what that means to small business owners. This year I'd say it's a 60-40 in the other direction. It's a little bit more of a outsider perspective. So yourself, we had some folks, the Resnick brothers, that are working with our customers on how to plan your business and expand your business for future generations. If you are looking to bring a child or a nephew or something in your business, how do you set that business up to transfer and set it up for future success and growth? And then you have the magician. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I had a call with a client of mine while I was here. I'm heading to Cape Cod next, and he's like, "Oh, Rainbird Select Contractor event. I hadn't thought of going." So I just maybe could you talk for a minute? A lot of people listening sell Rainbird. What does it mean to be a select contractor, and how do you get to come to this event?
Yeah, so it is a distinguishing and one that the customers that achieve it are really proud of. It means you're the highest caliber contractor in the industry, specializing on Rainbird and solely Rainbird products. So you have to earn that. We have sales reps across North America and U.S. and Canada. The designation is for U.S. and Canadian contractors. And you have to earn that. Your sales rep has to nominate you and say, Bob or Sally, they've been doing this with their business. They've standardized on Rainbird. They lead with Rainbird. They should be in the Rainbird Select Contractor program. And once you're into that program, your purchases count towards points, and these points can be redeemed for attendance for the conference. So you can use your purchases to bring your family here, give them a nice break from places like Cape Cod in the middle of January. It doesn't feel like it's winter other places. It's hot, sunny, and humid. Well, not so sunny at the moment, but and bring your family and have them have a great experience, and you gain some business skills and things that introduce to your next season. Because we try to do this in the off season. The irrigation and landscaping season is very seasonal for most of the country. Obviously, your sun belt is year round, but there's a good portion of folks who can take this time, the end of December, beginning of January off, and introduce some new topics and business skills and broaden their services.
So what do you do as marketing manager? Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into this role, and what do you do here?
Yeah, so I've been with Rainbird 21 years. It's been a great company to grow with and learn a lot of skills. What I primarily do for the company is work with our marketing and engineering teams on product development and the marketing and sales of new products. Specializing in our controllers, the hardware that turns on and off our irrigation systems, the connectivity modules that get those devices online and connected, and then the software that people use, whether it's from a laptop, an iPad, or a smartphone, to control those, manage those, and make better and smarter irrigation choices.
Tell me more about the controller.
The controller is the brains of the operation. It is where all the water savings can be realized or wasted. You can have the most efficient irrigation system in the ground, and then if your controller is set to overwater, you're still wasting water. The real push is to use weather-based irrigation adjustments. These are sometimes called ET, or short for evapotranspiration adjustments, where it takes things like rainfall we just had moments ago and factors in how much water was deposited into the soil, as well as when irrigation happens, and it figures out how saturated the soil is with water or how dry the soil is, and then it adjusts the irrigation. So a typical irrigation schedule might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m., 10 minutes a station. But if it rains Sunday, you might not need to water Monday at all. And so using ET data, the controller will adjust that, sometimes skip the irrigation schedule altogether for that day, or shorten it to just make sure you're not overwatering. And so the controller is where that happens. It's also a really important piece of hardware, because after the system's installed, everything's in the ground. It's not meant to be seen. The landscape's meant to be seen. The only thing a user interfaces with is the controller, so that really defines their experience with an irrigation system. So we take a lot of pride in making really easy to use controllers for both our contractors and end users, and really approachable and easy to use software as well.
So some people would call that a smart controller, right? And the dumb controllers that don't do this in some places are now, you can't even install them anymore. Is that right?
That is right. So there's a designation from the EPA called WaterSense, and that means that the controller has passed an EPA test requirement that uses either soil data or weather data to automatically adjust that irrigation schedule. And it has to pass the test. In order to pass that test, you have to show that your device saves a certain amount of water. It's usually around 30 to 33% at a minimum, depending on some climate. It is significant, especially if you think about that over the course of an entire year.
Yeah.
It can be hundreds, if not thousands of gallons of water saved. And water is a precious resource. Rainbird is committed to the intelligent use of water. So in some states, you are no longer allowed to sell what's called a standard irrigation controller. You're only allowed to sell a smart controller that is also EPA WaterSense certified. Not every smart controller is EPA WaterSense certified from every manufacturer. All of our smart controllers are EPA WaterSense certified. So if you're getting an internet connected controller from Rainbird, it's going to have those capabilities in there for you. But there's definitely a push to say this is the standard that we should have. We should no longer have the set it and forget it controllers where you just set it and regardless of rain, snow, shine, it will just run that schedule.
Right. So is that AI powering that, or
No, that's actually an old piece of science called the Penman-Monteith algorithm, and it says it's an algorithm that takes into soil conditions, plant materials, solar radiation, wind, precipitation, and figures out how much water to do. The future, though, is AI, and some of the things that I think will be changed around an irrigation controller is you open up your app, you're ready to set up your brand new controller, you just got it on the wall, and it says, you're in zip code 12345. People in your area are setting up your schedules like this. Would you like to use that? Or with AI and large language models not being forced to set up the controller by a menu of selection screens, but saying, controller, please turn on every Friday for 10 minutes on stations 1 and 2, and every Wednesday for 5 minutes on stations 3 and 4, and the controller is set. So you never really interface with any controller.
Do you mean literally speaking this?
Literally speaking it, yeah. These AI tools are amazing and getting better all the time. And the ones that are linked to these large language models like ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot, they can understand natural voice and translate that back into an irrigation schedule to these controllers. I think that's where the industry will evolve to.
Well, and I think it could evolve to include custom GPTs from universities that have a lot of horticultural data and things. So I think that it can vary regionally and get smarter over time.
Yes, absolutely. And I think manufacturers are going to use these tools as well so that a customer can take a picture of a sprinkler that they ran over with their lawnmower and chopped it all up, and take a picture of the one that's next to it that's still intact and say, what is this? I need to buy a new one. And AI is going to be able to identify that, point them in the direction of where to buy it, and even maybe hook them up with a contractor to install that. So we're just kind of breaking the seal on some of these capabilities, and I think the next few years are going to be really fast and exciting.
I agree. So one of the things I heard you and some of the other Rainbird crew talking about is integrated valve modules. So could you tell me more about what were you guys talking about?
This is something that I personally and the company as a whole is extremely proud of. In an irrigation system, all of the valves are what open and allow water to come out of the sprinklers. And when a controller turns on a valve, it's sending a signal, electrical current. It's not sending a on-off command. It's just sending electrical current. Just like when you flip a light switch, you're completing that circuit. The filament gets the energy and emits light. In our situation, the solenoid energizes and it allows water to force the valve open. An integrated valve module is kind of more, instead of like a typical light bulb, it's more like a smart bulb, where you're sending an on command and an off command. And we put a computer chip inside our solenoid that can say, I've received your command, I've acknowledged it, I'm operating, I have nominal voltage, and report that back to the controller. So instead of you having to be on site and hope to be able to witness irrigation, our integrated valve modules makes all valves smart valves, and this is something only Rainbird does. There are other competitors out there that have 2-wire systems, but they are an add-on device that connects to the valve, where ours is completely integrated in the valve solenoid, and that's an industry exclusive that we're really proud of. It has transformed the way commercial properties approach irrigation.
I was going to ask, is this primarily for commercial at this time?
Absolutely. It carries sophistication and a price point that is in the commercial segment.
So when does it make sense for people to upgrade to that? Is this primarily during new installations, or is there an energy savings? Is there a reason to invest in an upgrade to it?
So absolutely, all new installs should consider this. It's at this point you wouldn't go buy a flip phone. As great as the Motorola Razr was back in the day.
What's funny is that flip phones are like coming back, and
smart flip phones are.
Smart flip phones are, but they're like kind of resurging in a weird way.
Yeah,
people are like, oh, I'm on my smartphone too much, so I'm gonna have a flip phone.
Yeah, what was once old is new
so
again.
We'll see. No, but I'm with you on that. So you wouldn't normally go back.
So that's. From the start, you're going to start with a smart integrated valve module system, and then it's a system that can be used for retrofits and expansions. If people are having troubles with electrical connectivity, understanding if they have an older system and they're not willing to getting a lot of breaks on the pipes, they're going to want something that is visible to the condition of the irrigation 24/7 and reporting that back to the controller so it can shut down main lines and alarms. So it is something that people do with renovations and expansions as well.
Well, so let's pretend I'm a commercial property manager. What would upgrading to this do for me? How is it going to help me save money, time? Why would I care?
Yeah, the biggest thing is you're going to know more, and knowing more saves you it's labor and efficiency, whether you're using your on-site crews or you're having a contractor come in and do that work for you, because the system has a built-in logging capability. So most failure conditions, people are reactive, and that computer chip inside that valve module is taking a 30-day trend. So let's say you got a wire short, and as the corrosion starts to happen on that wire, you're going to draw amperage off that wire a little bit more over time as the corrosion seeps deeper and deeper into the core of the wire. Well, our system has trending in it, so you're going to be able to identify that before you have the no irrigation event and you potentially lose plant material. So the savings that you're going to get up front are automatically on preventing disasters and failure events, because that's smart, intelligent, two-way.
Cool.
Yeah, it's I can talk for hours about it. Sometimes I'm a little too techie about it.
So another thing, that I've heard about at this conference is remote water management. So what are some of the trends happening there?
Yeah, the biggest so remote water management has lots of different terms that have been associated with it, because it's not new, but it's evolving. In the past, it used to be called sensor control, water conservation. Sometimes it's water management, sometimes it's remote water management, but it's been around for over 25 years. But it's been traditionally a high-end capability for commercial properties and golf courses. So it's computer-controlled irrigation from a desktop, a laptop, 25 years ago. Now it's from a smartphone or iPad or some type of mobile device. And the other big change and shift in this is that it's evolving from what was once a commercial solution to a residential solution. And so Rainbird has had smart controllers and internet connected controllers for commercial properties, and we've had ones for our residential properties. And there were two independent systems, and that kind of meant that people in the residential space, contractors who wanted to manage residential systems, because it's pretty common that some contractors prefer to be more residentially focused or more commercially focused. They They have either the skill set or the staff that works better for one or the other. But these contractors that were more residentially focused didn't have a management platform. And so we have been, over the last 4 years, merging our residential and our commercial platforms. And we actually finished that in December of 2025. So it's a big focus for us at this conference that we are the only irrigation manufacturer with a central control or remote water management platform that goes all the way from your entry-level residential controller up to your high-end commercial with integrated valve modules. That presents, a unified platform, right? You got a wife, you got kids. Would you want half the family on Android devices and the other half on iOS devices, and no one's getting those benefits? No, you're going to want everything in one ecosystem. You think about it like smart home products. If you wouldn't want half your house and this smart light bulb and logging in to change the lights in the kitchen, and over here logging into a different one. So having it all in one gives a lot of efficiencies for the contractors. And it also provides them new.
So it's the same system if they have residential or commercial clients?
That's right. Yeah, it's called our IQ system.
That's a game changer.
It is. We're the only ones doing it. We spend a lot of time. I personally have been working on this platform since 2012 in different iterations. So I'm really proud to see where it's come. And there's a lot of folks at Rainbird have been working on it, and they are as well.
But I could also see people listening and thinking, well, my commercial needs are way different and more complicated than my residential. So tell us more, like how could one of them possibly address both?
Excellent question. And that was something we learned pretty early on when we started this path. So when you log into the system and you're on a commercial controller, like our LX series of controllers, you're going to get presented with a slightly different look and feel because there's more information, there's more diagnostics, there's more data. And then when you go to like our entry-level residential system, our TM2 controller, you're getting a much more graphical experience, designed to be not intimidating for a homeowner that may engage with this as well. More imagery there. It can go up to 12 zones, so having a picture per zone is ideal, but some of our larger systems that can go up to 240 zones, you might not want to scroll through 240 pictures to find it. You might want to use like a map, for example. So taking different elements and presenting a slightly different user experience by which model controller it is. And we took a lot of time to try to get that dialed in. Is it perfect? Probably not. Is it really good and getting a lot of feedback that supports it? Yes, and we're looking to evolve that every day.
On the commercial side or residential, does this integrate with any other softwares?
Yeah, that's a good question. We have the ability we have a lot of different softwares have APIs. Yeah, that bird is loud.
That bird, yeah, I think that was a grackle. I'm not sure. What do you think?
Now it's on the roof.
Quick note on that. There's been a falconer has been walking around.
Really?
That's that guy in the camouflage. Have you seen him?
I have not.
Oh, okay. So there's this man walking around in camouflage, and I thought it was a falcon. It's a hawk, and he brings that to scare away the seagulls from the beach and the grackles from around here. Wow. And as soon as I was at the beach, and there were a ton of seagulls. As soon as they saw that hawk, they left. Just the sight of it, they were like, we don't want to deal with it. So that's just been an interesting thing being here in the jungle.
Well, I can tell you, it's like that boa constrictor in the tree.
Yes.
I walk really wide around it because I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Well, the other fun thing about that was somebody told me that it eats bats. So right from the lobby here, there's this giant tree, and the first night we walk in, my wife and my kids, we go outside and there's bats flying right next to us, and we look at this tree is full of like hundreds of enormous bats, right? And that snake just sits on that limb.
Lunch.
And I don't know how often, but he catches a bat and eats it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the other reasons to come to this event is all the wildlife interactions.
Yeah, and I would say that it's first time at this resort for me personally, and the experience is very tropical and kind of like almost like like a zoo preserve that you're walking
It
through,
is.
and it's you feel isolated and also private and immersive. It's
Yeah.
exceptional.
Well,
it
so
does
for folks
it does hurt a
listening-
little time, your ears, and you get
it
a wake
does.
up call every
Yeah.
morning.
It does. So it's just kind of become part of the deal. And instead of editing that out, I think we just needed to talk about it. So we were talking about how can you handle my commercial needs and residential needs from one app. We talked about that, and then integration.
Yes.
So talk to me again
Yeah.
about
Back
software integration.
where we left our heroes last. So all of our software is built on different API calls, and our software has the ability for you to get a secure API key per account. So I have my account, I'm a commercial user, whatever type of user you may be. I can generate a secure API key that then allows me to call from external systems and ask for information from Rainbird IQ about my controller. It may be, is my controller on? So if you're in a municipality that might have a smart city application and you want to track the status of your irrigation valves, whether they're on or off, you could call that and get that information. If you want to say, turn all the valves off because a thunderstorm's coming in, you want to just make sure they're off, you could send an API call and turn them all off. So we allow that ability for any user. I will say that I think that the stuff that you helped the contractors with and really understand just the importance of the visibility of the reviews.
Yeah.
That was just huge. I've gotten a lot of feedback. Like, I never really thought of it that way.
Well, thanks for sharing that. It was deliberately one of my top takeaways from my talk when I was writing it, because I believe reviews are one of the most important things that a business can focus on. It impacts how you show up in Google. It impacts, I shared survey data from Whitespark that it's the #1 conversion factor, meaning, so when I'm looking at all these companies, high review quantity on Google correlates to more leads, and that's really why they're here.
Yeah.
And I had I had a Rainbird client, landscape company from Arizona, come to my workshop today. And he does millions in revenue, and he had 3 Google reviews. And so I asked him, "Hey, do you have more than 3 happy customers, or do you have 3 customers paying you $1 million?" And he laughed, and he had just never thought about it. And he was focusing so much on social media that he was leaving behind what he didn't realize, how much people were searching on Google. So anyways, thanks for bringing that up.
It's a common trap, and one that I think, I was aware of, but just you working with the conference attendees on that topic alone, I think everyone is coming out of here with like a big, okay, I need to incorporate customers leaving reviews into my invoicing process, because that's the time to do it.
Yeah, I think if you like getting paid, you should ask for reviews.
Yeah.
Because they go hand in hand. Well, Sean, anything else you want to chat about on the podcast today?
No, I appreciate you coming and having me on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, and I hope that people who listen to this get something out of it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I certainly learned a lot, and I'm excited to see you guys are continuing to innovate new things, and it'll be interesting to see what we talk about a few years from now. Seriously. Yeah. I guess what I was getting at, with the integration thing, is I just see so much software development and use of AI, and people are using all these things, and the next level will be integrating them and automating things. When this happens in this software, it does this over here.
Yeah, and just to be clear, like, you can do that today. You can say, hey, in this software A, this event happens, and it triggers something in software, but also triggers an API call to the Rainbird IQ software, and that turns on something, off something, disables something, delays something. So that is available today.
Mm-hmm. So for the folks who missed out on the training here, right? So the folks listening, they probably have, I'm guessing, no idea that Rainbird is doing all this. So can you just speak for a minute for like people listening? Maybe they couldn't make it to the Contractor Select conference or or whatever. What are some of the ways that they can learn more about how to leverage these things? Do they reach out to their regional account manager?
If they've already
what do they do?
Yeah, it's a great question. If they've already got a Rainbird regional account manager, salesperson in their area that they've been working with or know or have the contact information, that should be the first step. Pick up the phone or send them a text. They'll find time to come out, meet you at your place of business or job site and kind of go through this. If not, rainbird.com, when you're there, there is an actually entirely brand new Rainbird learning section.
Yeah, and Hey Rainbird, right?
And Hey Rainbird, which is short form videos that says, how to adjust a rain sensor, how to clean out a rain sensor. We're talking less than a minute that professionals can consume, digest, learn from, but also forward to their end users as well. And then we have a much broader and in-depth learning platform called Rainbird Learning that you can get to from rainbird.com. And we've got videos that range from those short forms all the way up to 20, 30-minute videos. We're going to get in-depth on how do you set up your system, how do you use the most straightforward ET adjustments and set up your soil conditions to get the most
good
in terms of water saving. So, and that's a new platform for us. And there's leaderboards, and you can roll that out across organizations if you're a installer of Rainbird products, a seller of Rainbird products, and you want to get that. There are different modules for different folks and segments of this industry.
Yeah, I love that you guys have that. Yeah. And just a lot of cool innovation happening at Rainbird right now. So Sean, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast. We've had interesting wildlife and some great food and some great experiences. So for folks listening or watching who want to learn more and connect with Rainbird further, where should we do that?
Thanks for having me, Jack. Rainbird's LinkedIn is a great resource. It's where we're going to notify customers, the market, the segment, the industry, however you want to refer to it, about new product innovations, new additions to our learning platform, new smart intelligence tools. And I recommend people follow us on LinkedIn and connect with the Rainbird organization on LinkedIn. And again, thank you for having me. The joys of an outdoor podcast and the Riviera was quite a treat.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Jack Jostes, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Rainbird. If you did, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we publish weekly sales and marketing inspiration to help you grow your snow and landscape company. I'll see you in the next video.